Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Based on the title and the thumbnail of this video, you can tell that I changed my mind about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Why, you may ask? I just made a movie review saying that I liked the movie. I even give it a 9.5 out of 10. And in the movie review of The Batman, I even gave it what did I give it? I give it an 8.5 out of 10. But when I rewatched this movie, after I rewatched Spider-Man No Way Home, which I still think is a fantastic movie, but I was just rewatching Doctor Strange 2 after Spider-Man No Way Home, just, to see how I feel about it as like a direct sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home. And it works as a sequel to Spider-Man No Way Home, not to the original Doctor Strange movie, which came out in 2016. But there are some flaws in the movie. Like, for example, the storytelling is all over the place. Sometimes I get confused and I don't know what's going on. Second of all, how did two of the strongest Avengers die from rogues? Like, for example, Maria Rambeau's Captain Marvel and Wanda. I don't think Wanda is dead. I think they want us to think she's dead, but she's not dead. She's probably going to pretend to be dead until, like, for Avengers the Kang Dynasty or Avengers Secret Wars in 2025 we're gonna fight, or maybe in like Doctor Strange 3 when that's announced. She's going to be like, hey guys, I was alive this whole time. I was just hiding in, I don't know, Sokovia. Maybe I don't know. I'm pretty sure Sokovia is destroyed by now after Age of Ultron. But anyway, you get my point. There are a lot of flaws with this movie that I just can't ignore. Like, for example, I don't know why they treated this movie as an America Chavez movie, not a Doctor Strange movie, because at the end of the movie, Doctor Strange does learn some lessons, but it doesn't like give him a character arc. It doesn't give him character development. The movie develops America Chavez, but it doesn't develop Doctor Strange. This is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, not America Chavez in the Multiverse of Madness. You understand what I'm trying to say? This movie focuses on like the side character more than the main character. Same thing with the villain, which I don't mind. Like, for example, The Dark Knight, they focused on the villain more than the hero. A lot of movies, they focus on the villain more than the hero, and it still works. It actually still works. Like, for example, Infinity War, it worked, and the whole movie it was focused on Thanos. He actually had the most screen time in that movie, but it doesn't work for this movie because we're supposed to see the aftermath of like Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home. We're supposed to see like the aftermath. So, and it kind of works, but it doesn't. Also, I actually appreciate that the Wanda killed the Illuminati and kept defeating Doctor Strange, which makes sense because they want to tell us that even though Doctor Strange is like one of the strongest Avengers in the Marvel Universe, they want to make Wanda like an actual threat. So I understand why everybody was getting killed and getting annihilated by Wanda, which makes sense actually, because you don't want a superhero movie where the villain is just like a normal person. Like, I mean by that, like, he's not an actual threat, he's just a villain. Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? And I appreciate that about them. So, I'm thinking for a score for this movie. I'm thinking about a score. I'm thinking between 6.5 and 7. Between that. Okay, I have it. I'm going to give Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, for now, a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe in the future, I could be like, you know what, I changed my mind, I give it a 7 or a 6 or maybe a 5.5. But for now, a 6.5 out of 10. It's a really enjoyable movie, but it's just disappointing. But I have to say something about this movie. I don't agree with anyone who says, oh, this movie is bad because it didn't have cameos. And those are actually the same people that didn't like No Way Home because it had cameos. Nowadays, Marvel fans can be appreciative of everything, but the thing that I didn't understand is why did people like expect big cameos to come from this movie? This is a Doctor Strange movie, not a Secret Wars movie. Avengers Secret Wars is going to come out in November 2025. If there are only small cameos in that movie, that's understandable. Everybody would be angry. It would be understandable because in the comics it was filled with cameos. That was the point of the comic book. It was supposed to be a multiversal war, and it was supposed to have multiple cameos, which makes sense because it's a multiversal war. It's supposed to be around the multiverse. It's supposed to have cameos. But this movie is called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I understand why people thought it would have a lot of cameos because it has the word multiverse in the title. So I would understand why people would be angry. But final thoughts, 6.5 out of 10. That's my final score for the movie. Do I recommend it for you? Yeah, I do recommend it. If you want something kind of different from the MCU, I suggest this movie because it's kind of different. So this is Mr. Jassim 20. Goodbye and see you in the next video. Goodbye.